The far right has an Olympic meltdown after the Paris Olympics opening ceremony. It starts with Marion Maréchal. She's a far-right politician and related to Marine Le Pen, queen of the French far-right. Marion tweeted, "I watched the opening ceremony of the Olympics with my children. Difficult to appreciate the rare, successful scenes between the decapitated Marie Antoinettes, the kissing crowd, drag queens, the humiliation of the Republican Guard forced to dance to Aya Nakamura, the general ugliness of the costumes and choreography. We desperately seek to celebrate the values of sport and the beauty of France in the midst of such crude woke propaganda." She followed this up with an apology to all the Christians of the world, saying, "To all the Christians of the world who are watching the Paris 2024 ceremony and felt insulted by this drag queen parody of the Last Supper, know that it is not France that is speaking, but a left-wing minority ready for any provocation." I think Marion thinks this is a photo instead of a painting from 1,400 years after the thing happened. And yeah, I'm just not thinking that Jesus in 33 AD was in an Italian palazzo. But of course, this exploded immediately onto the international scene with a massive satanic panic, with big brain takes like the Paris Olympics has gone full-blown satanic, and they have convinced themselves that it is actually a satanic ritual. With the opening ceremony of the Olympics is not even hiding the satanic rituals anymore. There is no longer anything hidden in plain sight. These are the demonic dark forces of Satan who want to eclipse the light you can already see. We even have richest man in the world, Elon Musk, saying, "This was extremely disrespectful to Christians." And of course we have Mega Chad Andrew Tate with, "Satan is controlling the West, and they show you that they worship the devil. It's not a conspiracy theory. They literally show you. Are you blind?" I love that the community note has to point out that this is meant to be ironic and that it's actually Marie Antoinette and that it's also a revolutionary song and not demonic. It's so beautifully academically vicious that I really appreciate it. And this might be my favorite response out of all of these ridiculous ones. We have Eduard Habsburg, yes, of those Habsburgs. "Correct me if I'm wrong, but there seems to be a certain fixation with decapitated Marie Antoinette in France, huh? Because decapitating Habsburgs and ridiculing central Christian events are really the first two things that spring to mind when you think of an Olympic Games." But honestly, it's a who's who of far-right losers, like Dom Lucre, and pro-Russia bros, and of course anti-Semitic guys, which all really fall underneath the heading of toxic dorks who never read a history book. Like, this guy literally thinks this bull statue is the golden calf from the Bible and is trying to say it's something to do with the Antichrist. Or the fact that you have evangelical Christians pushing that this is some sort of satanic ritual when it is the literal Greek god Dionysus done up as Dionysus. Or like really wild ones like this one from Neil Oliver from the UK. Similar happened after the English Revolution, the French and the Russian. After the latter two, Judas was canonized in France and Russia. Always the desecration and destruction of Christian churches, the murder of Christians. It's the way of them. Where do you think he got this bonker? Like, what does that even mean? Ah, cool. He got it from an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory. That makes sense. Oh, from literally David Icke, the guy who thinks that actually lizard people rule us. I'm not even joking on that one. I really wish I was. And then there were ones that are so disgusting that I'm pretty sure I cannot read this out loud. So that's going to be on you. Oh, look, it's online grifter Jason Hinkle, founder of the American Communist Party and lover of Vladimir Putin, saying that the Olympics were too gay. How communist of him. Oh my god, is this Ollie London, the British English guy who got surgery so that he could look more South Korean, and then when South Koreans didn't like it, he decided to become a right-wing grifter? Oh my! And no, there's a bunch of actual politics going on at this event, like, for example, the special UN rapporteur for cultural rights pushing to allow Belarus and Russia to still compete with athletes that objectively support the war. Or that the fact that Israel gets to continue competing while being actively at war as well. But this little meltdown's a little bit too delicious to ignore. Like, quote, "All the weirdness is attempting to mock conservative values and religion, but they are trying so hard it becomes ludicrous and boring." Or that they are convinced that the metal horse is the literal horse of the apocalypse. If you have any doubt in what is going on at the Olympic opening ceremony, a single rider on a pale horse is straight out of the book of Revelations. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat upon him was Death. And hell followed with him, and power was given unto him, them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. Revelation 6:8. I mean, what can I do with that? We've even reached the point where two U.S. senators are asking Kamala Harris to apologize for the Paris opening ceremony at the Olympics. One of those senators being this weird lady, if you remember her. Kamala Harris, will you condemn this? America is at a crossroads. There are two very different paths: craziness versus common sense. We all know which road the most liberal presidential nominee in the history would drive us down. Also, just for a history lesson, in the 2000 Sydney Olympics, they had a drag queen show based upon Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, a icon of Australian cinema. The 2024 Olympics has gone full woke dystopian. The opening ceremony was filled with transgender mockery of the Last Supper, the golden calf idol, and even the pale horse from the book of Revelation. The Olympics has made it clear that Christian viewers aren't welcome. Throwback. The 2004 Athens Olympics opening ceremony paid homage to the history and culture of ancient Greece. No woke, no drag queens, no mocking Christianity, no Satanism. Tell me more about how you embrace tradition, Ollie London. When exclusionism becomes exclusionism, it is no longer the Olympics. This is the woke Olympics. 3% of the world's population identify as gay and were represented with 97% of the narrative. Looks and sounds a lot like bigotry and mass grooming to me. Gender fluid woke dance at the Paris Olympic opening ceremony. If this is not stopped, men will dance in saris at a future Olympics in India. God forbid. Witches are getting burnt at the Paris Olympics. Now, I hope you all enjoyed that. And remember, drinking far-right tears is a part of any balanced diet. And you need to be doing this every day whenever you can. So have a great Olympics. And remember, free Gaza, free Ukraine, and let's end all wars.